Alright, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are having a great Friday morning, afternoon, or evening. And as you can see here today, I'm going to show you guys a thing or two on how to turn your gameplay. If your gameplay looks like this, like you're seeing right now, then by the end of the video, your gameplay might end up looking something like this. 1, 2, 3 into the Sasuke assist. And you'll have yourself a nice little reset. Alright, first thing I'm going to show you guys is to combo cancel, which is pressing A or X if you're on PlayStation to cancel your combo right away. Just double tap it or tap it once and you'll be fine. You can do that over and over again. It doesn't waste any stamina. You only can't do the combo cancel if you have no stamina, then you can't really do that. But you can combo cancel after a light attack or a heavy attack. You can kind of make your combos look a little flashy, like you're seeing right now. I'm just doing random muscle memory stuff. But yeah, that's how you can combo cancel and pretty much win against the majority of beginner players who don't know how to do that. Alright, the second main thing I'm gonna teach you guys is to not escape, which I can't really show you guys because I'm on training mode. But when you're fighting against an opponent who escapes the second after they get hit once, that's actually really bad for the person who escapes, because they'll basically have no stamina for like 10 or 15 seconds, I think. And I'm pretty sure it's like 15 seconds. 15. Yeah, it's pretty bad, because then you'll have no defense if you get caught in a combo. You just basically have to take it. Yeah, that's what I recommend. Pretty much the only time when you should escape is if you know your opponent's about to keep you stuck in a really long combo with like a bunch of supers and stuff, or if you're about to lose the round. That's like another chance to escape. But I do recommend you making it less obvious, or else when they escape, they can just chase, which is by pressing the dash button right here, which is what is it, LB on Xbox and L1 on PlayStation. And yeah, once you learn both of those things, you can pretty much start to get the hang of how this game works overall, like the bare bones mechanics of like you're able to do combo cancels, and if they escape, you can just, you know, chase and get them like that. And yeah, especially after this third technique, this third hint that I'm gonna teach you guys, you'll learn how to do even more damage. Alright, and the third tip I'm gonna give you guys is learn how and when is the best time to use your when and where is the best time to use your assist. Like you guys just saw right there. I'll show you guys again. You use the Medoem. You learn right here, this is when you hold to do the assist, so you can do another one of these. And yeah, you can pretty much learn this with any other character. Like for example, like take Medoem for example, you can do like a 1, 2, 3 into the King Strike. The second that little cinematic shows up, you can just do the Sasuke, and then do that into the Medoem Zen, and then you can just do a reset like this into the unblockable super. And yeah, you'll get the hang of it the more you practice with your team. And yeah, the main takeaway for that tip is just to not like use it like randomly. Only use it like that. That was kind of random. I wouldn't have done that. I would have timed it better. Yes, basically don't do it randomly. Learn how to combo cancel. Try your best not to escape right away. And what you can do instead of escaping is you can counter when you're getting hit. Like, let's say you're getting hit like this. If you time their hits correctly, like try to press X or square at the same time that their attacks are landing, you can do a counter. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen that before. If you watch my videos, you'll see counters like pretty frequently, if you know the internet's working correctly. But yeah, counters are basically when you and your opponent attack at the same time, or like you time your opponent's hits, it'll go into a counter where now you're on the offensive and they have to defend themselves. That's a pretty cool game mechanic to use instead of escaping. Alright, you guys are probably thinking, oh, these tips probably only work with DLC characters, right? But you guys are forgetting that all of you guys that are playing Jump Force have access to Toguro because he is in the base roster, and Toguro is pretty much a counter to almost any other character. Alright, I was just about to teach you guys about the garbage cheese, but first I forgot to completely mention this very fundamental game mechanic, which is a perfect smash. Let's see if I can actually do it. There we go. That's how you do a perfect smash. You just kind of hold it, and then you can do cool stuff like this, because I'm pretty sure after you get perfect smash you can't really escape. That's a perfect opportunity to actually use the a cinematic super that you might have, or any other super that you might have. Or you could just hold up. Instead of doing that, you might just be able to actually end up doing a follow-up light attack like this. You just have to wait a second, and then you'll be able to dash and hit them while they're still getting sent flying in the air like this. Because if you do it too quickly, then that happens. And if that happens, then your opponent can easily vanish that dash that you do in the air. And that leads me to pretty much the final fundamental piece of advice, which is vanishes, which is pretty easy. All you gotta do is time RB or R1 on PlayStation, which it basically does. It just basically waits like, I think, a fifth of your stamina. If you have a full bar, it wastes like a fifth of your stamina, and it lets you evade your opponent's attack. Which, if you get countered, vanishing isn't really the best thing you can do, because if your opponent knows how to vanish as well, then you're pretty much screwed, because you'll most likely, unless they already have lowered stamina than you, they'll end up winning that. My recommendation for when you get hit with counter is to try to counter back, which I know it's difficult even for me sometimes, but it'll help you a lot if you actually master it. And if you guys have played Sparking Zero before, then it's pretty much the same. It's the same tech, or like the same mechanic, essentially. And the other two fundamental things are basically, I don't really have to explain them. You guys already know. Blocking by pressing RB and R1, and grabbing. I don't really need to explain this to you guys. It's pretty self-explanatory. You know how to do this stuff. It tells you in the tutorial when you first boot up the game. So yeah, now I'm gonna go into explaining garbage cheese. Majority of people, what they'll do is this: if you're blocking, they'll just do a super like this and then break your guard as you're blocking. It's something that unfortunately has never been patched and never will be patched. It's really unfortunate that they never got around to patching it, because let's give you guys an example here. Like, for example, if you call it Sasuke regularly, if you try to break your guard like that, it's not going to, because they actually patched it. But if you actually try to, I think you guys have seen right here, if you try to break your guard when you switch out, then the game actually lets you break your guard, which is very scummy, I would say. I'm pretty sure like the majority of us remaining Jump Force players will admit that that's like not something that you should really do, unless you'll be considered trash essentially if that's all you do, because you're basically relying on an exploit. Which, if that's what brings you happiness in this game, then go for it. I just don't get mad if I do it back to you. And also, I'll show you guys the characters that have an automatic garbage cheese, which don't even need a switch out in order to actually land. Like Toguro, for example. he's one of the most broken ones in terms of having an instant garbage cheese. All you have to do is one tap into the full charge down tilt like this, and then you'll automatically break their guard like that. Just one tap into this, and you get it done. The way that I do it to people who garbage cheese me first is I'll call out my Sasuke, and then once that I messed it up. I'm trying again. Once that finishes hitting, like it's not hitting anymore, you just do this, and it breaks their guard, like 100% of the time. I'm sure I'm pretty much guaranteed to have more people garbage cheese, but I'm just showing you guys how other people do it, so you guys will know how to be prepared. Because if you see a Toguro with a Sasuke do this, basically, then you'll know not to block it and actually, you might decide to rather take the hit instead. Alright, I switched teams to show you guys the 3 other characters who have like an instant garbage cheese. Now Piccolo's is a little bit different. You have to do a full combo in order to do like a up tilt into it. I'm pretty sure I'm doing it right. Or is it after the full combo? I'm not really sure. But a way for Piccolo uses to actually garbage cheese is to do something like that, essentially. Now for Rukia players, all you gotta do basically is just a full light drain combo. Like this, and then you'll have an instant garbage cheese. And you guys are probably thinking that you can maybe stop blocking. You just can't. You can't stop blocking if you get stuck with like one of this. If you reach to this point, then yeah, you can't really escape or stop blocking. But if you're like in the middle of this combo right here, what you can do is you can press LB or L1 on PlayStation, and it'll basically do like I like to call it a mini escape or like a half escape, where instead of wasting your entire stamina, it wastes half. And what that does, you basically escape while blocking, which is pretty good against characters like Piccolo or Rukia, who have their instant garbage cheese after the end of their combo. But this doesn't work against it'll be harder to do against like a Toguro. And speaking of Toguro, the last opponent who has like a one hit into the garbage cheese is Asta. All he has to do is one hit into this. That's basically all he has to do to garbage cheese. I'm pretty sure I'm doing it right. It's a down tilt into this. Yeah, just beware of players who do stuff like this. The players who rely on this to actually win, just know that no matter how much they trash talk, they're not good, and you're most likely, you're definitely better than them if you don't garbage cheese. I only do it against the players who do it to me first. Alright, I think that's it for characters who have an instant garbage cheese, or like an automatic garbage cheese. I think Prometheus has one with his down tilt, but I'm not really too sure about that, because it's only worked on me like sometimes, so I can't really say for certain that if he has an automatic garbage cheese. Alright, and the last bit of controversial tech that people do or don't do, or have an opinion of it's either good or bad, is R3, which basically just you just do that. You press, that's basically what it is. That's basically how you do it. You just press R3 and it automatically awakens, which, depending on who you ask, is cheesy or not. To me, it's not. Preferably, I would like it if you didn't R3. Like, I would consider you a better opponent if you didn't R3, especially if you go the entire round without R3 and then you do it at like the last second to win the match. Then I'll consider that scummy. But to me, it's not as bad as garbage cheese. But yeah, if you ask my opinion on it, then I'll just say that preferably I'll prefer if you just didn't do it, unless they do it to you first. Then that'll kind of give you like the okay to actually, do it to them back. But yeah, I'll just say just wait for them to do it first, and then just go for it. The reason why it's controversial is because it's part of the game technically. Like, the developers had this in mind, but in my opinion, and like the people who are actually good, in their opinion, they think that it was like a tech that is too broken to actually have fun with, basically in online matches. That's why the majority of us have just kind of decided that that's not really something you should do. But if you guys would just want to have fun, then I'll say just go for it. Make up your own like house party rules. But yeah, overall, this video was a lot longer than I thought it would be. Hope you guys learned the basics, like how to combo cancel, do flashy stuff like this basically. Fun, do this, do that, and yeah, just kind of learn as you go. Hope I was able to teach you guys a thing or two. I know I didn't have to really explain grabbing or blocking much because you guys already know. If you want to vanish, then just go for like a block. Try to time their attack so you can vanish it. You know about instant garbage uses like Rukia's. They know how to combo cancel. You guys will know not to escape right away. You'll know to do counters instead of escaping. Only escape if you're about to lose, or your opponent's about to do a whole lot of damage. Then that's an okay time to escape. And yeah, I think that's all. Also the perfect smash. Personally, in order to actually have like a higher chance of success, this is like a skill issue, but for me, the best chance of success to perfectly time a perfect smash is when I jump in the air like this, which also works. I'm pretty sure you could land an ult after this. You just have to time it. But yeah, I think that's all. If you guys have any more questions on like how to defeat specific characters, I'll most likely know how to counter them. I'll reply in the comments. But as for to me, this is gonna be it for Friday's video, and on Monday I'll be back to another gameplay video. Yeah, so me, this is gonna be it for Friday's video. Hope you guys have a good rest of your Friday morning, afternoon, or evening, and I'll see you guys on Monday's video.